The chilling case of Brenda Spencer, the girl who didn't like Mondays. On a quiet Monday morning in 1979, a seemingly normal high school girl did the unthinkable. From the window of her home, she pointed a rifle across the street at an elementary school and started shooting. When asked why she did it, her response sent shockwaves around the world. "I don't like Mondays. This livens up the day." That single sentence made Brenda Spencer one of the most infamous teenage killers in American history. But who was she? What led her to commit such a horrifying crime? And how did this event shape the dark future of school shootings in the U.S.? This is the chilling true story of Brenda Spencer, the first modern school shooter. Brenda Spencer, a troubled beginning. Brenda Spencer was born on April 3, 1962, in San Diego, California. From the outside, her early life seemed normal, but behind closed doors, she grew up in an environment that was far from stable. Her parents divorced when she was young, and the separation left a lasting impact on her. She and her siblings were initially in the custody of their mother, but eventually, Brenda moved in with her father, Wallace Spencer, in a small, rundown house across the street from Grover Cleveland Elementary School. Brenda's living conditions were horrible. The house was described as dirty, cluttered, and depressing. Some reports even claim that Brenda and her father shared a mattress on the floor. Despite working as a sound technician, Wallace did little to improve their situation, and their father-daughter relationship was described as distant, cold, and strange. At school, Brenda was not a social butterfly. She was withdrawn, quiet, and distant from her classmates. Teachers described her as bright but completely unmotivated. Her behavior became increasingly troubling. She often joked about shooting people and showed a disturbing fascination with guns and violence. By the time she reached her teenage years, Brenda had already had several run-ins with the law. At age 15, she was arrested for burglary and sent to a juvenile detention center. She frequently skipped school and showed signs of severe depression. A school counselor once suggested she be placed in a psychiatric facility for treatment, fearing that she might become violent. However, her father refused to get her help. And then, just weeks before the shooting, Wallace Spencer made a life-changing decision, one that would soon have deadly consequences. A deadly Christmas gift. In December 1978, Brenda Spencer asked her father for a radio for Christmas. Instead of a simple gift, he gave her something far more dangerous, a Ruger 10-22 semi-automatic rifle with a telescopic sight and 500 rounds of ammunition. His decision would later be questioned by many, but Wallace Spencer defended his actions, saying, "She asked for a gun. I thought it would make her happy." However, Brenda's reaction was anything but normal. Upon receiving the rifle, she reportedly said, "Now I have a way to get out of here." This chilling statement hinted at the dark thoughts she had been harboring. It wasn't just an impulsive remark. Brenda soon began practicing shooting in the backyard, showing an alarming fascination with firearms. She frequently spoke about hurting people, yet those around her dismissed her comments as empty threats. And, unfortunately, no one realized how serious she was until the morning of January 29, 1979, when she finally acted on her disturbing thoughts, unleashing terror on Grover Cleveland Elementary School. The day of the shooting, January 29, 1979. It was a cold Monday morning in San Diego. Students gathered outside Grover Cleveland Elementary School, waiting to be let inside. Across the street, Brenda Spencer was sitting by her window, gun in hand. At 8:30 a.m., she aimed at the schoolyard and pulled the trigger. The attack. Brenda fired indiscriminately into the crowd of children, her bullets striking young students who had been playing near the entrance of Grover Cleveland Elementary School just moments earlier. Panic erupted as children screamed, scattered in all directions, and desperately searched for safety. Teachers and staff rushed to protect the students, but the gunfire was relentless. In the midst of the chaos, Burton Ragg, the school principal, ran outside in an attempt to help the wounded children. Without hesitation, Brenda turned her rifle on him and fired, killing him instantly. Mike Suchar, the school's custodian, spotted a child in danger and ran to pull them to safety. But before he could reach them, Brenda shot him as well. He collapsed and died on the spot, despite the sheer terror unfolding outside. Brenda showed no signs of stopping. She continued firing for nearly 20 minutes, keeping police officers, teachers, and terrified children pinned down. By the time she finally ran out of bullets, the damage had already been done. 2 innocent adults lay dead. 8 children were wounded, some with severe injuries that would haunt them for life. 1 police officer had also been shot while attempting to intervene. And then, as suddenly as it began, Brenda stopped. She put down her rifle, turned away from the window, and calmly walked deeper into her house, locking herself inside as if nothing had happened. The standoff. I don't like Mondays. Police quickly surrounded Brenda's house, initiating what would become a tense, 7-hour standoff. Officers took cover, unsure if she would fire again. They pleaded with her through a megaphone, urging her to come out peacefully. But inside the house, Brenda remained disturbingly calm. She showed no remorse for what she had done. In fact, she seemed almost amused by the chaos she had created. At some point during the standoff, a journalist managed to call the house. Brenda answered. When asked why she had opened fire on innocent children and teachers, her response became one of the most infamous quotes in true crime history. I don't like Mondays. This livens up the day. Her words sent chills through the nation. It was a senseless, emotionless justification for a horrific act. She even laughed at the destruction she caused, comparing it to a game. It was just like shooting ducks in a pond. Despite her cold and disturbing statements, police negotiators remained patient. They knew forcing their way in could lead to more violence. Instead, they talked her down, slowly wearing away at her resistance. Finally, after 7 hours, Brenda agreed to surrender. At 3:30 p.m., she walked out of her house with a chilling smile on her face. She raised her hands in the air as officers swarmed her, placing her under arrest. But there were no tears, no regret, and certainly no apology. She had just killed 2 people and wounded several others, but to Brenda, it was just another Monday. The trial sentencing, Brenda Spencer was charged with 2 counts of murder, assault with a deadly weapon. At just 16 years old, she was tried as an adult. She pleaded guilty to all charges, and the judge sentenced her to 25 years to life in prison. Over the years, she changed her story multiple times. She blamed her father, claiming she committed the crime because of his abuse. She said she was high on drugs. She tried to convince the parole board that she was reformed. But each time she applied for parole, she was denied. The aftermath. I don't like Mondays. What do you think about the Brenda Spencer case? Could it have been prevented? Let's talk in the comments below. If you want more chilling true crime stories, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Until next time, stay safe.